Hi guys, welcome to Empower Me by Masuda, and today's topic is about people pleasing. Why do we feel the need to get praise and to feel appreciated and included and valued by others? We are included or not, and sometimes we go out of our way. We put ourselves in uncomfortable situations just for their approval, just for them to say, oh, she's a nice person or he's a nice person, or I am, appreciated by that person. Where did that even come from? And I will tell you where it came from. It come from you as a child trying to please your parents in school, or doing something at home, creating a project at home, or listening to your parents and doing what your parents say you need to do, and you would have done this to gain their approval because you were always taught to be courteous and to be nice and to be appreciative and to also be respectful. Now these are all great attributes. It's not that something is wrong with them, but what makes it wrong is when you are afraid to stand up to yourself, when you are fearful to pick up for yourself and to say no. This word no, a lot of persons are afraid to say it and to set positive boundaries. You can set boundaries without being disrespectful. You can set boundaries without putting yourself in a position where you are uncomfortable and feel the need to run or hide from this situation because you don't want to disappoint this person. And sometimes we catch ourselves lying, to get out of a situation because we just simply can't say no, right? And this reminds me of a story and especially when I was a child. When I now enter, let me say standard one, when I now entered standard one in my school, I wanted to be valued, right? I wanted to be appreciated and I wanted to have friends, and that's just a normal part of life. And I used to say, I should be the funniest child in this class because I will make plenty friends for being funny. Not thinking I should just be Masuda. I should just be myself, right? And this happens to us sometimes when we go into new spaces. We just want to fit in some way. We just want to be something that we know persons will like. We want to have attractive personalities, right? And I remember I was people pleasing to the point where I would get in trouble for my friends and I will actually make enemies because I'm trying to please everybody. And one girl came up to me and she was like, "You're so weird." So imagine I tried to please everybody and this girl telling me I'm weird. And she, I started to get treated in a kind of different way. And it's not because I was people pleasing to the extent. It was the fact that I had lost who I was and I was just kind of not being myself. So I would just do things to please everybody in the classroom because I wanted to be accepted. And it was at that point in my life when I recognized that, and this is standard one, so I was about 8 years old, and I realized that I don't need to be like everybody else. I don't need to behave like everybody else. I could just be myself. And when that happened, I started to connect with the weirdest children in the class. The children who nobody wanted to talk to. The children who would be called names and who would be bullied. And I was attracted to them because I felt like this is where I will actually be accepted. Because when I tried to go online with or go and hang with those children who was accepted in the classroom, they looked at me as a weird person, and I really didn't like the feeling. So I, from a young age, didn't like the way I was treated in primary school, because I was treated like the outcast. Most of the times when I'm in the class, I'm always the weird one or the different one or the strange one, and it really did something to me. In addition to this, I was an F student. So nobody wants to talk to the Duncy girl. Nobody wants to be the Duncy girl friend. Because if you are associated with the Duncy girl, then you are considered Duncy. And nobody wants to be Duncy, right? So for me, I had learned that being included in everything could make you excluded from everything. right? And I follow this principle throughout my entire life. And I always looked at people pleasing like that. Like, if you want to be involved in everything and you want to be accepted by everybody, eventually you will lose yourself and you won't be included, because nobody, at the end of the day, you don't know who your tribe is. You don't know where you really fit in, because you did not give yourself that chance to know who you are as a person. So it is important for you to know who you are, to set positive boundaries, say no, right? And if you don't want to do something, just simply don't do it. It's that simple, right? And stop going above and beyond for people who may not always recognize what you're doing. Number one, they may not know that you people pleasing. They may not know that you are doing these things, right? Stop trying to gain attention from other people and just focus all of that energy on knowing who you are, understanding and loving yourself, and appreciating you. And it is very important. This is a quote that I follow, but that is dear to me, right? It is better to be respected than to be liked. And I will repeat that. It is better to be respected than to be liked. It is better for persons to respect you and honor you rather than they like you. Because it is an impossible task for people to actually like you. For everybody to like you and appreciate you. Not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to appreciate you. Some people pretend to appreciate you and they pretend to like you, but in reality, that's not the truth. You focus on yourself. And eventually your tribe will find you. Why? Because you are you. And then they can then identify. But if you are everybody else, how can they identify? With what? You don't even know who you are. Stop people pleasing. Alright?